It was funny. We shouldn't troll him really, but it was fucking funny.
Yeah.
Identify. Hostile PC. Loader stable.
Luke, you should learn by now. Raging in this history is not a good idea.
Yeah, but like, man, Vinny's is fucking retarded, like.
Yeah. So are you, but you get under your skin
Yeah.
more than you get on his.
Identify.
So basically he's
Hostile PC.
better troll.
Load stable.
Exactly.
Took a hit.
And he's trying.
Direct hit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Luke, you need a bit of a tougher, a thicker skin to be in this clan, chat, mate.
Hostile PC. Target destroyed.
We need
They all
some
just like.
no one else
I
does
wasn't
that.
like a raging guy, but well, I was, but like, since I was angry, that's why I like left.
Yeah.
Identify. Hostile.
I
But I
knew
think,
that, I knew that you would continue the trolling, so like, it doesn't matter.
Okay, greetings everyone. This video is a little bit of an epilogue to the one I made before, and will hopefully segue nicely into the next one where I wanted to talk a little bit about capping and how to use it as a tool. But yeah, let's start with some more of that Leopard 2 gameplay.
Affirmative.
I'm gonna start this one
Loader. Ready
a
up.
little bit aggressive, considering there's 3 Challenger ones,
Up.
and the Merkava is actually pretty scary for this one as well, in certain situations anyway. He can hit my weak spots pretty well, and I might have some difficulties penning him. I load a missile in the hopes of getting a chance to stomp a Charlie 1 in the driver's port right at the start when they are driving into the middle. This is a little bit of an all-in. If the enemy plays very aggressively, I think I will just melt away very fast. But I think I actually get a little bit lucky. The enemy plays slightly more passive than they should. Having 3-1 Challenger advantage, they really should be aggressive on this side. So yeah, I ignore the VBL. Can't really do too much when I'm in this position. And here's the first Challenger. Aim for the engine deck, kind of. But nope.
No pen.
Managed to not penetrate. With an AP round, I think I would have done damage. This position is very strong for Leo 2, especially at this range. And those people insist on showing their side, so who am I to complain? Only one of their Challenger 1s is up at the front line, which is a huge mistake, as with 3 Challengers they could easily collapse our northern forces and win the whole flank. Frontally this Merkava would be very tough not to crack, especially in that position, but luckily he seems to be happy showing his side to me constantly. My teammates have secured the airfield for now, so I don't have to worry about my left flank. This, together with the people in front of me being so afraid, enables me to move up and isolate their lone Challenger 1.
Identify. Hostile tank.
From this position I can quite safely farm the Challenger, and if my team members were to push, he would die very fast. I'm a little bit disappointed the friendlies on the other side don't keep up the pressure and let him turn around, but at least this way I get most of the damage. Even the weasels at this point could just drive by all the enemies and cause some havoc from behind, but I guess they rather keep on being useless. With the Challenger gone, I can focus on the people on my left. They're still in pretty weak position, so I'm pretty sure I can force them back from here.
Hostile target. Marked.
And now their last missing Challenger 1 is making an appearance, and this is pretty much a nightmare scenario for any Leopard 2. Seeing a almost full hit point Challenger 1 rushing towards you at close range. This really shouldn't end well for me. But lucky for me, he actually manages to outplay himself really well. I get behind him, shooting the engine, try to track him, and he kind of just gives up, I think. Sadly, I still have to farm him, which takes a while because I can't really leave a living challenger behind me. That thing has so many hit points, it's not even funny. He's even missing one retrofit, judging from his hit points. I have also actually been extremely exposed while I've been dealing with him, since we no longer control the airfield. Now that he's out, I decided to try to break their defense by flanking through the river. This is a little bit of a gamble, but I feel it's necessary to open the flank fast, which we must do because we lost everywhere else. And I find a tier 6 Chinese main battle tank, which on its own wouldn't be very scary, but it's piloted by a hype guy. So he probably knows what he's doing, at least to some extent, which kind of showcases immediately how bad the Leo 2 is. Like, Challenger could just bully this guy. I do make some mistakes as well, but immediately when you're facing someone who has an idea what they're doing, Leo 2 starts taking damage. I probably should have tried to missile his turret or something. I'm pretty sure it could penetrate. I get a little bit unlucky here as well. He retreats. I don't really want to follow him with red tanks all around. So I just drive down, see if I can help my team members with the Challenger one. I can't quite make the angle, so I turn, but the type takes a peek and shoots me. And I actually show him my engine deck now, which is a horrible mistake. So I decided to try again elsewhere. There's no point in dying for him if I can avoid it. So I just leave. The opponents are playing smart and have started capping, and with most of our tanks tied down in fight, can't really go back to defend either. We only have 2 fast weasels, so I think our best chance is to kill their defenders fast, take over their cap as soon as possible with 3 dudes. The Leo 2 AV is slightly scary at this point because I'm one shot to him, but he doesn't want to just stop and shoot. He tries to flank me, which doesn't really work out for him. I bait a little bit with my side and just kill him when he misses. At this point, we're doing fine. I think we will win if we would get a third one on the cap with me and Weasel. But the Weasel for some reason insists on leaving the cap and driving around. So now they actually have to get to decap, and there's red tanks in between. It's not gonna happen. So I think a lot of people just are chronically afraid of capping. I'm not sure where it comes from, but here, if one of those types and the Weasel would have stayed in cap, I think we would have won. But now they just start to head back to decap in a very, very slow speed, which surprisingly doesn't work out. It was still a pretty good game for a Leo 2, but I feel it would have been a victory if my teammates would have wanted it. Still 9000 damage. I don't often do that much with this tank.
Driver, crank it. Affirmative. Gunner, scan for target. Affirmative.
Okay, keeping with the theme of overpowered tanks, here's some Stingray 1 gameplay. So, I use Stingray 1 as a little bit of a sniper. Not quite TD, it's much more reactive thanks to the good gun handling provided by the light tank abilities. But can't really do brawling like VFM or sniping like ET. It's a bit of a hybrid. Doesn't really have an amazing DPM either, but the gun is actually pretty good. High pen, high-ish damage. So yeah, I'm driving up my usual route with Stingray. I would usually prefer to be somewhere else, a little bit further away from the enemies, but since I'm pretty sure none of my team members or teammates are going to move up to spot, so I'll have to do it for myself. The lack of gun depression is really painful though here, as you are about to see. Yeah, the enemies don't seem to be too excited about this flank either, so I switched to AP when I see the T-72. I was expecting to see maybe a BMP or Fox.
Identify target.
Not a bad trade with the Centauro, but it's not at least quite gamer winning. It's a little bit unusual to see this many MBTs on this side. And I'm a little bit worried since there's not many spots from the town either. Like, their whole team could be here basically. The MBT-70 is in a pretty good position. But the Leo dominates himself for no reason. He should have simply been somewhere else. I smoke up, I don't want to take a hit from the MBT, it would be painful. I shoot him in the engine through the smoke. And he turns his ass towards the team and gets wrecked again. Again, like the hull down next to the bridge is good. On the open ass towards enemies, not very good. With him dealt with, I take a peek again, see what I can find. The T-72 is actually in a pretty good spot, but he can't really defend this alone. It's hard for me to contest it with this, because it's so easy for him to do damage to me and I actually have to aim a little bit for him. And he managed to surprise me again with his positioning. And he actually has like Bagel behind him shooting, which is probably one of the scariest tanks Stingray can run into. So I decided to take a peek a little bit, see what kind of cover he has, but again I get spotted. Not probably by the T-72 actually. Not very close to him. Don't take damage this time, so I'm happy. The Centauro is in a really bad spot now. Like, every time he peeks he will be spotted, he should have ran. Same with the ERC, they should have kept distance. They should be around B line at this point already. But it's too late, so they pay for it. I move up, I figure the T-72A is going to be engaged frontally, so now is a good time to take a peek from the side. But T-72 is actually pretty small, so he has surprising amounts of cover, but at least the friendly BMD is a brave man, so he moves up, brings the T-72A up, so I can do some damage. And now there is probably only the Bagel, so I'm not really that afraid to move up, as long as I have cover nearby, and see if I can pick off this Centauro. But he gets exploded just as I see him. The optics and V-range commander enable me to spot the Leo 2AB when he fired. He was just at the render range edge. So I don't think with any other retrofits I would have been able to spot and shoot him. Okay, at this point we see that we lost the town pretty hard. And they actually have quite a bit of combat power left, even though a significant part of them are chieftains. But yeah, the smartest move at this point is to sit on the cap, spread out, defend the open side and force them to come decap. One ERC is yelling no cap, which is really stupid. Just because we are capping doesn't mean we need to end the game by capping, we just need to keep the pressure and lure them in. They know they must decap, or they think they must decap, so we can force them in the open. And since we have a really good lineup to actually do that, we have scouts, we have TDs, and the chieftains are coming, so make a possibly slight mistake here. I should have shot the AP instead of switching to heat. I maybe would have gotten away with it, I don't know. It's possible that the high damage roll saved the ARC, but they took a hit from the Leo 2 AB in return, so probably should have saved those hit points, but I'm not really good at cover, so I could afford it. Having one extra ARC helps for sure. But the people I'm capping with, they are not in the best position, and they keep getting reset and eventually killed because they are not playing it very smartly. They should use cover. See when the ready tank shoots something else, and then only peek after they've shot. Now they keep constantly taking damage. So they we forced the enemy team to play quite aggressive, and we had a lot of firepower. That was set up in a pretty good position to punish them for it. The Leo 2 AV is still a very dangerous tank. Like in this situation, he could kill well, basically all of us. Take a quick peek, shoot, hide, and hope the ARC doesn't see my ass. She luckily doesn't quite. So I take a quick peek, but only track him. I don't really want to risk dying to the Leopard, because I'm not 100% convinced that my NPCs would carry this home after I failed. I'll rather take the 100% certain cap win than 80% certain kill win. I aim down the river to see if the chieftain tries to come around the corner. I'm pretty sure I would spot him and have the kill shot on him, but he's not coming, so it's just a matter of waiting out the last seconds. So, like you can see, it's not the most epic game ever, especially considering how one-sided Cold Strike is. But I hope it illustrates the point that it's okay to use cap, either to take a cap win or to force enemy to come and defend in order to secure the win. I'm fairly confident the second game would have also been a loss if our team had just done what teams usually do and YOLO'd into the town. They would have get stomped up close with all the MBTs, and it would have been a sad and miserable loss just like the first game. Well, thanks for watching.